Labour has angrily rejected accusations that it would use Britain's nuclear deterrent as a bargaining chip to do a deal with the SNP, who are strongly opposed to nuclear weapons. Ed Miliband said Michael Fallon, the Defence Secretary, had demeaned his office with a personal attack, claiming the Labour leader would stab Britain in the back over Trident in order to get into Downing Street. Well, let's speak now to Patrick O'Flynn, who's UKIP's economic spokesman and a member of the European Parliament. Earlier today, he criticised Michael Fallon for his personal attack on Ed Miliband over Trident, saying it was a distraction from the issue of armed forces funding. Thanks very much for joining us. Well, looking at UKIP's position on Trident, in 2010 the manifesto said that you wouldn't renew it. Now you're passionately defending it.
Well, you raised something from 5 years ago, don't you? My responsibilities for the manifesto will very shortly be putting before the British people, and we're the one party that's pledging to meet that NATO 2% commitment in terms of our GDP. Yes, and we're fully behind replacing Trident, and we believe you need 4 submarines to maintain a continuous deterrent. I think Michael Fallon is presumably trying to distract attention from the fact that the Conservatives are not going to meet that 2% commitment, and indeed have no departmental spending plan for the defence of the realm beyond the end of March this year, which I think is a disgrace.
How would you fulfil that 2% spending commitment?
Well, we can make spending on key public services a priority, and we would prioritise the National Health Service and defence, because we are willing to take straight away 9 billion out of the foreign aid budget, and by the end of the next Parliament we'll be saving 11 billion from the foreign aid budget. We would end our 10 billion a year net EU contributions. We wouldn't go ahead with HS2, so we'd be saving £4 billion a year on capital spend by the end of the Parliament, and we would rebalance the public spending settlement for Scotland, so by the end of the next Parliament we'd be spending some £5 billion a year less there. So by taking the axe to those politically correct spending programmes and those vanity projects, we would amass a very large amount of money in savings, which would allow us to prioritise what I believe are the true priorities of the British people, one of which is certainly defence.
It seems, though, that every time you make a pledge on spending, those areas are cited. Do the figures actually add up? Because it seems like there may be some double accounting going on.
No, there's no double accounting whatsoever, and you will see when we launch our manifesto our costings, and we'll invite people to pore over them, and they will be robust. You know, that is a very large sum of money we are going to be saving from public spending, because we're cutting back on 4 very big spending programmes that none of the other parties are prepared to reduce spending on.
Thank you very much indeed.
You didn't frankly have the balls to put country before party.